Aye, what's up to the rest of the world? What's happening? This is Ace with Noisy Closet. Um, just wanted to do a quick video about a short movie that we recently filmed called Defective Part 1 Welcome Home. It's a really good script written by BJ. And just wanted to give a quick rundown on kind of how it came together because I'm going to be doing a lot more videos on this particular project and what's going on with it. And I'm more interested with behind the scenes things. I see a lot of producers and people that are working on films. They talk about cameras, they talk about lenses, and they talk about equipment and everything. But my focus is on how do you get things done and how do you move forward and how you get your foot in the door into having some kind of viability in this business or um, you know, being a player of any caliber in this business. So, so part one of this just wanted to kind of talk about how we kind of put it together and what's up with it. So anyway, I was part of this group. I believe it's called the Inland Empire Film Group. It's a meetup group. And anyway, they used to meet up all the time, and typically we would meet up, and it'd be a group of mostly wannabe production people in the room, and we would get kind of sales pitches from people coming in selling software, different things like that. But so the meetups kind of stopped, and then what ended up happening is they were picked back up again, and I was interested to see what they were going to do different. So I went to the meetup group, and this time they actually did what I was interested in seeing, where it was once again room of mostly wannabes. There's a few people that done some projects and everything, but most of us just trying to see what's what. And basically, what ended up happening is uh, a lot of people got up and just started pitching stories and just saying, "Hey, I got this story about a ghost in a shoebox," and just all kinds of stuff. I hope nobody ever does that. But anyway, though, uh, BJ got up and told his story about Defective, and it caught my attention because at this point in time, the main thing I'm focused on is directing and producing, and and when he told his story, it kind of got my attention. And as I'm listening to it, I'm thinking, as an editor, as a producer, okay, hey, can we afford, some of the costuming? Can we handle the makeup? And can we do props? And how fast can we shoot it? And different things like that. And I like the story in general. So, I raised my hand. I'm like, hey, I like that. Let me talk to you. So me and him sat down. Now, mind you, this is kind of his first story that he pitched, and this is going to be my first time stepping out, kind of working with people in this way. I've worked on a lot of projects, but um, like a lot of people, and I think some of you can relate, nothing really worthwhile of showing off. Um, it's really time for people to start seeing what I'm capable of. So I said, hey, let me try to work with this project. So anyway, we sat down, we start talking. Next thing we were kind of so involved in the conversation. I look up and there's like several people sitting around us. And it's like, oh, what's up? And people are kind of listening to the conversation, this and that. And it's just like, hey, who wants to be involved? And people are just like, yeah, hey, we sitting here because we, want to get down. So that's what we went with. So without knowing anyone's skill set, without knowing anyone's passion, how much they want to be involved, or anything. It just turned into, hey, you want to do costume design? Hey, you want to be the DP? Hey, whatever. We just started kind of throwing assignments around. And my only thing was, hey, as long as I get to direct and produce, meaning and I was clear, I was like, as long as when I say produce, I want to make sure I hold on to whatever rights we're able to move forward with the project. Everyone was in agreement with it, and I made sure to let everybody know. I said one of the things we are going to be doing, we are going to have contracts and agreements and everything. Um, and it's not so much that wasn't really necessary. The reason I wanted to have agreements and have that clear understanding for everybody was because when I knew that this was going to be a short, I didn't know the length it was going to be at all, because like I said, it was a quick pitch. But the one thing that I'm looking at is I know what I want to do in the future, and I want to start doing features. And when you start, doing things in the business, get used to doing contracts, agreements, who holds rights. That's the way the world works. And too often, a lot of us independent people and small timers, we start off just saying, hey, let's just shoot and throw it on YouTube, see what happens. And I think that's cool to an extent, but depending on where you're trying to go industry wise, especially when I've talked to industry professionals and financial people in the industry and everything, it's financially immature, let's put it that way. So basically that's how we came about getting our crew together. So once again, nobody knew anyone's expertise. No one knew if I was going to be a good director or anything. We were just, everybody kind of had the same goal, and that was, let's just put something together so that we have something to put out and start showing people and kind of see where our own talents lie. So it was cool from that standpoint. As we started getting into the project, it actually took us a long time to actually go into production. One thing I was adamant about was pre-production. I said that's where most of our time should be spent. Pre-production. If we're going to burn any daylight, it should be in pre-production. Let's plan out as much as possible. In my experience, that gives you a smoother transition into production and post. And then even more so, your marketing and your distribution and all those things, which, all things considered, we were a little bit, I mean, everything wasn't as tight as it should be. And, in another video, I'll talk about some lessons learned. But it did take us a long time to get to actual production. It took us about, I think, 3 months to actually go into production. And that was for various reasons, because we just got together right before Christmas. So you figure, the holidays, New Year's, and everything. It started turning into just, real crazy situation with everybody's schedules and things like that. And then, so that was kind of like 1 month gone. Then it's like, we were able to meet up, and, we're just trying to figure out as many details. Where are we going to shoot? How many locations can we get, and outfits? And then everybody's schedules were completely different, and some people live very far out of town. There were a lot of things to deal with, and all of these challenges I welcomed, because these were the things that you want to experience when you're doing a bigger production. It's like, these are the things you're going to deal with. It's like, how do you get people there, and how do you keep people happy, and how do you keep them focused and on top of their game, and just so many different things. It's not all just hanging out with your friends and getting something done. Just hey, I got a new HD camera, or I got my new 4K camera. Look at how pretty the pictures are. It's just so much more than that. So there was a lot to figure out, and I embraced that. It was stressful a little bit. I've definitely dealt with worse stress. But it did have its stressful moments. But we'll go into all that a little bit later, detail. And if you guys have any questions regarding any of this, let me know. Part of our crew that was not there, that ended up being there, with our organization that we formed, Youth Cameras Action. Please check out the website and show your support. It's youthcamerasaction.org. We were able to pull some of the students from Youth Cameras Action. Some students that I've trained and worked with, and some that weren't so trained, and able to get them on set so they have some film experience too. And overall, they did a great job. So anyway, that was just kind of an intro of how this story started. And it's Noisy Closet production in association with Youth Cameras Action. and I'll be doing some more update videos. Right now we're in post. Editing has been very difficult, and the other videos will explain why it's been so difficult. Because if you guys, if you slip on production, it just you just start having a lot of problems in post. This is something I already knew, but once again, we'll talk about why it is what it is. So anyway, hope you guys enjoy the videos to come. If you have any specific questions, anything you want me to cover, please let me know, because I do know that there are a lot of you out there who want to dig a little deeper into getting things done, whether it's completely independently or dealing with the big boys that have the bags full of money or whatever and letting them rape you. Whatever the case is, it's definitely a discussion we all need to start getting into. So hope you guys enjoy. Make sure you subscribe, and I'm gonna do my best to keep up with these videos.